Oh, yes, preparing to go live, but I think we likely are. Let's see. Can everyone check their phone to see if we're live?
It says it's
live on Facebook. I think we are. I think I did it. I think I did it yet again. Hello. Yay! Hi.
I've been wanting to do that forever.
Hi, everyone.
Yes, Mama.
Hi, OAC.
What?
Hi, OAC. My name is Karen Boite, and I am a member of the Ontario Autism Coalition's Board of Directors. And from time to time, we host Facebook Lives to examine the issues that we discuss right here on this page. They are an attempt, just an attempt, to unpack the complexity of the politics of autism in the province of Ontario. We also try to pass on an oral history to advocates who are new to the scene. Welcome to the OAC's Quiz Night with the Durham Crew. Hi, guys.
Hi. Hi.
Hey.
This is the second in a series where we will highlight the work of regional groups that are a part of the OAC. You might detect over time that each group brilliantly works with their landscape in front of them. Last week, the Ottawa Crew took on their MPP, Lisa MacLeod, and who was the minister responsible for blowing up the Ontario Autism Program. The Durham Crew hold the singular distinction of protesting and or meeting with politicians who work municipally, provincially, and federally. They leave no stone unturned. And when you see those needs-based t-shirts, you better hope that you're a friend. Tonight, I'm gonna put these tough guys to the test. Will the Durham Crew buckle under pressure, or will they speed away faster than Lindsay Park in a mid-sized, moderately priced sedan? We shall soon see. So tonight we're playing a Cahoots quiz, and while I explain how this works, Tara will be posting the link and she'll show you an image. You go to kahoot.it, use a phone or an iPad or a computer, any device that's different than the one you're watching the live with now, and you type in the PIN number. We'll give you a chance to do that. Virginia will be our moderator for tonight, and I will let you introduce the gang. Take it away, Virginia.
Hello, everyone. Well, I'll start with myself. I'm Virginia, and I'm a member of the Durham Crew, and I'm not very good at this live stuff, so just bear with me. I'll start with introducing Liz. Liz, take it from here.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth Wallace. I am the mom of two amazing kids on the spectrum, one of which also has Down syndrome. I'm a social worker, I'm an advocate, and I'm opening a day program and respite center in Ajax this summer. And that's it.
Next, we have Tara Stone.
Hi, folks. I'm Tara Stone, and by day, I spend a lot of time as a hardworking realtor, and my biggest accomplishments would be the mother of two fabulous children, and a wife to an amazing husband. And thanks for having us tonight.
Next, we have Tony Stravato, also known as the Beard.
Formerly the Beard, Tony 2.0 now, until we get a beard back. I'm Tony. I'm a proud father of twins, Rocco and Roman, and yeah, I don't have much to say.
We know who you are. Next, we have somebody with a very long name, but we call her Sue Penoff. So go ahead, Sue.
Hi guys, it's me, Sue. I, just like everybody else, I'm a proud parent here and advocate and stay-at-home mom. I now have a small business at home, so I'm very busy. Love my kids, love my crew, love everybody. Let's just continue to fight the good fight, guys.
Okay, are we ready to play the game?
Let's do this.
All right, can you all see the Kahoot screen? Can you see the Kahoot game on your screen?
Yes.
Guys. All right, let's begin. We don't have anybody else joining us. Oh, there's Jill.
Jill.
There's Jill.
Oh,
Jill.
Maybe we should give
That's
people
it.
a
The
couple
crew's
of
representing.
Maybe we should give people a couple of seconds here. So Tony is famous for growing his beard and vowed only to shave once a needs-based system was implemented. He changed his deadline a little bit. Tony, can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yep, like Virginia said, if we waited around for that to happen, it might have hit the floor. So we decided to have a fundraiser so we can do some awareness campaigns. So I said, if I didn't think we could do it, but you know what, the community really pulled together and we raised the $20,000. So I shaved off my beard and we did it in Durham Crew fashion in front of Lauren Coe's office where it all began, where I made that crazy promise. But we have more things up our sleeves.
We do indeed. All right, let's start the game. Here we go. Is everybody ready? Quiz night, Durham Crew. 3, 2, 1, 0. Who's the crew? Virginia? Who's the crew?
Hi. Okay. So the 5 of us are here, but the crew is made up of an amazing group of parents and advocates and grandparents and cousins and, you know, just our extended family. So the pictures up on their screen, there's more than what you see up there, but they are not only just, you know, advocates that we met along the way and formed the crew. We are on a daily chat. We support each other. We have things going on. We ask a question. There's always somebody that's gone through it with their children and can, you know, shed a little light on what's happening to us that particular day. It's gone beyond advocacy. And when we win this battle, because we will remain friends and family for the rest of our lives. So a shout out to the rest of the Durham crew. There are others as well that are not, you know, local in Durham that we also consider friends and family. We'll leave it with the crew tonight just because it's a Durham Crew live, but I'll speak for the crew. We love everyone that's involved in this advocacy, and we
shout out. Yep, shout out. Moving on to the first question. Are we ready? Quiz.
Oh, I'm ready.
What happened on February the 6th, 2019? What happened on February the 6th, 2019? The Shamrock Shake returned for a limited period. Lisa McLeod blew the OAP into smithereens. Amy Fee released a self-help book on bullying in the workplace. Or Tony Stravato's beard turned gray. We have 6 correct and 1 incorrect answer. Let's see who won that round. Liz won that round. Let's move on to the next question.
Rigged.
Quiz. How did the first protest come about? How did Durham Crew's first protest come about? Hakeem Optical discounted their Ray-Ban collection. They gathered for a Shoppers Points event. The kids needed an activity for a PA day. Virginia and Tara started to bang the drum. 2 seconds left. 1, 0. Let's see. 4 correct answers. Let's see who won that round. Tara. Do we have any stories about that first protest?
Well, I mean, I'll talk about this one because we've got everybody lined up for the rest of the night. Basically, I knew Tara before the announcement. I also knew Sue before the announcement. I did not know Liz. I did not know Tony. But that, you know, changed very quickly. Me and Tara said, if this announcement's going to be bad, which we know it's going there, we got to get out there and get to Lauren's office as soon as possible. And so we started organizing it. I knew Sue and I said, you want to help out? I got very sick and I said, Tara, meet Sue, Sue, meet Tara. You guys got to take it from here. And they showed up at Lauren's. It was a great event. A lot of people turned up. I mean, the autism community was just in shock. And here we are.
We realized quickly, Karen, the beauty of the press release and
Yes.
And what that could bring for us. But when we all first arrived there, I remember Tony and I looking at each other in front of the doors, and we all just kind of gathered there, and we all stood around and we looked at each other, and Tony said, well, what do we do? And then I took a deep breath. I said, we go in there and we tell them why we're here. Tony took a deep breath, said, let's go. And a dozen people walked into that office and it started.
What was the response like when you all walked in?
Shock and awe.
Shock and awe.
They still do that. They're like, oh, what are you guys doing here?
Shock and awe. All right, let's move on to the next question. Quiz. How many politicians have the Durham Crew met with? 19? 7? There were so many, we can't remember. None. We hire professional protesters to go in our place. Professional protesters. Something that the OAC has been called for by a few politicians. 4 out of 4. I can't seem to stump you guys.
So you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, we have met so many politicians federally, provincially, and every single party. And I will tell you that I had continued meetings with all of them, including the Durham 4, which is Lauren Coe, Rod Phillips, Lindsay Park, and Peter Bethlenfalvey. And after a year of continued meetings, the only party that stopped talking to us and completely ignore us to this day is the PC party.
Does anybody have anything to add?
Well,
Sorry,
they tried to give us a little piece of cheese at one time, but it was to funnel us into a little corner. But we won't be silenced. What do we do, guys? We go back harder.
The Durham Crew go back harder. Let's see who won that round. Ooh, Liz is pulling into the lead. Next question. Quiz. Which Durham politician is Tara schooling this time? Lauren Coe, Lindsay Park, Rod Phillips, and Aaron O'Toole. Who is she schooling this time?
This time.
This time.
Yeah, emphasis on this time
The
because she
answer
schooled
is
them all.
Rod Phillips. Now I'm going to try and bring up a video while you talk about that day. Go ahead, Tara.
That day was the day after that initial first protest. So really, Karen, it was like emotions were raw. I didn't know who was going to be there. I was going to that coffee shop. He put out a meet and greet, and I was going to that coffee shop, hoping that other folks were going to be there. And sure enough, they were there. The majority of the people filling that coffee shop were family, therapists, people that were devastated about this announcement. But the emotions were extremely raw. I mean, many of the folks that were there that day, they could hardly even talk about what they were going through because it was so raw. And that day we met advocates there. That was the first day. It was Kauthar who taped this video. We met a lot of the Durham Crew was there, and then of course like Amy and extended Durham Crew family that day. But the folks that were there, I really think that there was a lot of folks, they were looking at, we had the Lisa MacLeod protest in Ottawa, and it was amazing. And the folks from the GTA were like, they needed to do something. And after we had that Lauren Coe protest, and then it started snowballing here, it just really started grabbing momentum, and it started offshooting. We realized, we didn't have to be at Lisa MacLeod's office. We could get to the other MPs and MPPs and start making an impact locally where we were.
And this is where we were really starting to form the crew as well, because we really didn't know each other yet. All of us had shown up there and spoken with Rod and starting to recognize each other and seeing each other at the same events. And so we were sort of slowly starting to form our advocacy group.
How many days was this after the February 6th announcement?
This would have been, I believe this was the 10th.
This was the Sunday.
This was it was the Saturday.
Yeah.
It was the Saturday.
Yeah, it was the 10th.
Yeah, it was the Saturday.
There's an awful lot of emotion
Oh,
video?
that was, it was really, I mean, it was, I was pouring my heart out there for my family, Karen, and what this meant to all these children.
Yeah. I brought my kids and introduced them to Rod, and you know, he was just there to meet the community, and all, you know, the autism community just showed up, and we were devastated, and it was really, yeah, it was a really emotional day.
And it wasn't just parents there. A lot of those people that you see surrounding Tara are a lot of therapists at our particular center. They were devastated just as much for the children. So
yeah,
that was a raw day there.
I think the video to see how many people
by everybody. Yeah.
Yeah. How many people do you think were there?
Oh, in regards to our cause, there was a couple dozen.
Yeah. Yeah.
There was a couple dozen.
It was full in there, like nobody else could enter.
Yeah, it was standing room.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you know, there was no needs-based therapy shirts at that point. I had grabbed my my WIN protest shirt, "Autism doesn't end at 5."
Yeah.
You know, at that point.
I think a lot of us had those old signs too that were 2016 fight. I just, you know, added a new picture on my sign of Anthony today, as opposed to 2016. We went in with the whole equity for autism because it had been announced, right?
But it was devastation. Like, that's what you felt in that coffee house.
Yeah.
You know, it was people desperate for their children to continue therapy, or to be able to access what they thought that they were actually waiting for.
If you're watching live, I'm afraid that I've lost the Kahoots quiz and I've had to restart it. I apologize. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to give you a new PIN number. I think
I was winning, Karen.
Oh, I think it was Liz. So. Yeah, I think it was Liz. So I'll give you a new Kahoots number. I'm so sorry, but we'd like to continue on. So the Kahoots.
You better not have lost my score, Karen.
Well, I'm afraid it's lost.
Oh, please, Liz.
I'm so sorry, but you know the first.
We'll give you a trophy. It's the Oscars tonight. We'll give you a trophy.
That's right.
Thank
we
you.
can run
I
through
deserve it.
So Kahoot.it, PIN number 6738977. I can't ever guarantee incredible competence when it comes to using
These
tech. I
happen.
apologize, everybody.
That's why we're just talking.
We'll get back into the game.
Yeah.
So I'll wait for them to log in. That video that we shared just little bits of, I've reposted it this morning so people could see it, and I'll put it on the feed of this discussion. It's one of the most moving things I've ever seen. Tara is in full force. Talking about not just her son, but other people's sons and daughters. And I think it's one of the greatest moments of advocacy I've ever seen. It's very, very hard to, in the moment, say all the things that need to be said. And if you look carefully at Rod's hands, he's shaking. He's fiddling with his hands. You know, he's very challenged.
He didn't realize. He did not realize. That's
no,
what I
did not know what was going to, he did not anticipate what was going to meet him at the coffee house that morning.
Yeah.
But he invited us, Karen.
Yeah, but they still never, you know, they never swayed from their talking points, these guys. So that might have taken them off guard, but same old from St. Bart's.
Someone is seriously trying to call me, and I'm wondering if we're not live anymore. Do you think that's possible?
It says live on Facebook.
Yeah, I think that we are. I hope that whoever it is will stop.
No, we're live. We're live.
Okay, good.
We're live?
Let's get on with the game. So we got a lot more people logging in. That's great. We'll start. And we'll just skip the first. We'll just skip the first few questions.
I'm taking y'all out.
Yeah, I'm sure you are.
Bring it, Tony.
All right. So we know the answer. What happened on February the 6th? We know the answer to that question. And 0 for everybody. A bunch of big fat zeros for you guys. And the first protest, we went through that. Skip, 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 skip. Skip, skip, skip. Next. Next. somebody sing a song while we kill some time here.
Okay.
How many politicians? We've done that.
I got the Durham Crew theme song. Okay, ready?
That's
No one wanted me to do this, but
go
everywhere we go, everywhere we go, people ask us, people ask us who we are,
who we are,
who we are. So we tell them.
So we tell them.
We are the Durham Crew.
We are the
mighty Durham Crew.
Mighty Durham Crew.
I learned that in Girl Guides when my mom was a Girl Guide leader. So
we should have practiced it.
Nowhere to hide there, guys.
Whose idea was it for the teas? Was it Tim Porter, Roberta Bondauer, Liz, or Tara? Whose idea was it for the teas? 5, 4, 3. They're very, very flashy. When you see those t-shirts coming, look out. Oh, is it Liz? Let's see. 5 people said it was Liz.
Tell your story, Liz.
Let's talk about it. Virginia is in the lead.
Of course I am, because we restarted.
Rigged.
So we worked really hard to get this round table going. We had been working really hard to meet with our local MPPs, and I believe the OAC was setting something up, and so I think Virginia got on somebody's tail about getting this
I called
round table going. And so when we knew it was happening, I thought, hey, like, wouldn't it, you know, be a bit of a statement to have like all of us present our message unified, and I thought that t-shirts would be a great way for us to do that. And so I kind of ran it by everybody, and they were like, yeah, that, you know, it sounds like a great idea. So usually the shirts were going to be white, but Virginia refused to wear a white t-shirt, so they ended
I have black bras.
No white. So black shirts. Sue knew somebody that could print them up, and we were dealing them out of the back of our cars in the parking lot right over the
literally
table. And you know, love them or hate them, they have really helped to spread our message, and people know exactly what we're talking about when we're wearing them. And I'm really proud of them, and I'm proud of everybody, and just thrilled with everybody that has taken it even out of Durham region and just across the province.
Oh yeah, I've got one.
Pretty amazing.
I've got one. So if someone wants to get a shirt, how can they go about doing that, Liz?
They contact Virginia?
Yes, I can. I'll bump the post on the OAC. So I got quite a few orders in just before Autism Awareness, April 2nd again. So it picked up a little bit. I'll bump it, and yes, you can just PM me or, you know, comment on the post, and
yeah. And you do these at cost, right, Virginia?
It's not for profit. This wasn't what we were doing. We wanted people to send the message by walking proudly with the t-shirt.
We have not made 1 penny off of the shirts or the hats or any of it. So
I mean, at one point I was out of pocket even for getting them mailed out. So this is not what it was about. The lady who makes them for me makes them at a fairly reasonable price. They're under $20.
Wonderful. Okay, let's move on to the next question. True or false? Doug said, oh, I'm very passionate about the autism community. True or false? Well, we sure know he said that I will support you 1,000%, right? So is he passionate about the autism community? Did he say that? 5 people say yes. 5 people say yes. Who's winning? Oh, Liz is still in the lead. Virginia, do you want to tell us about that photograph?
Sure. So we were at Queen's Park one morning. It was to meet Stephen Lecce, actually, that other guy. And so I had gotten there early. I always get to Queen's Park early. There's a favorite parking spot that I like, so I'm always there before the sun comes out. And anyways, I said to myself, I'm going to walk around. Maybe Todd's hanging out somewhere. Maybe Doug's hanging out somewhere. And I remember I was messaging with Tony. He's like, go to the second floor. And I'm like, I'm going.
You could just walk around Queen's Park?
I did. Because
Virginia did.
At one time.
Got my little badge and I walked around. Not anymore, I'm sure. And so I walked around and I saw a tour happening. There was a guy bringing people over to Doug. So I got in behind it and I walked with them. I came out of the little crowd and I said, hey, Doug. And he's like, hi. He went in for a hug and I'm like, oh, I'm an autism bomb.
It's okay.
And I didn't accept the hug. He tried, we were close. And I just said, this is my first time meeting you. It's a pleasure to meet you. You are the Premier of Ontario. However, you have put the autism community in crisis. And he's like, I'm very passionate about the autism community. And he's smiling the whole time. In my mind, I'm like, I just told him I'm an autism parent. You know the shit that's going on, excuse my language. And he's smiling at me, all his pearly showing. He wants to come in for, and so left a bad taste in my mouth. But from that meeting, we were able to get a meeting with one of his policy advisors. We had Ashley there from Todd's office. The next step was to meet with him, and then COVID hit. Literally the date was being booked and COVID hit. Mm-hmm. So we did meet with them. What came out of that meeting was nothing. They didn't follow up on anything, and it could have been because of COVID. It could have been because they never intended to have a needs-based program. We went in to discuss about the wait list. We went in to discuss everything that had been going on. We had questions, we had follow-ups, we had ideas for them. They accommodated us. Was that one of those moments where you're like, oh, I should have said, oh, You know what? His assistant kept coming out saying, Doug, we got to go. Premier, we got to go. So he wanted to actually talk to me more. I'll give him that. But he was being rushed away. And that's what their job is. And his job is to look better. But I said to him, I want to have a meeting with you. And his assistant at the time was this David, I can't remember his last name, gave me his card. I emailed him right away. They responded. They were never non-responsive to my emails, but it took a while to get to there. And Tara went with, and then we had somebody else helping out to get that meeting. So we had another autism dad come along with us, and we went. We'll go. They tell us they're in Ottawa, we'll go. Any chance? Let's move on to the next question, Virginia. Let's move on. Thank you, Virginia. Quiz. Who toured the province to speak to parents in the summer of 2019? Teresa Armstrong, Doug Henning, Glass Tiger, or Todd Smith? Teresa, Doug, Glass Tiger, that would have been fun, or Todd Smith. It's a lovely photograph there. Oh, I see
look at
face.
That sweet beard.
Perhaps look at that sweet beard. Who toured? 5 correct and 1 incorrect. Glass Tiger. Wishful thinking, I think. Yes?
You know what?
Let's see who's in the win. Who's in the lead?
Who's on fire?
Liz, still winning. Any stories about meeting Todd that summer? Who was supposed to talk about that? Who wants to talk about that?
Well, our first meeting with Todd was, and we'll kind of get to that scenario, I think, here. But our first meeting with Todd was when he had just taken over that file. And I think it was like maybe the day before, 2 days before, and then Ford Fest came. And we didn't anticipate that we were going to necessarily meet Todd Smith. We were there to meet the Premier, actually. But sure enough, Todd was there, and that was actually the first time that we met Todd.
What were your impressions?
It was a good first impression.
Yeah, we were really hopeful.
Probably a good radio DJ.
Yeah, like one of those car salesmen that gets you in, and you're like, well, this might actually work out. That didn't last long, that feeling, but.
So honeymoon period.
I remember them all calling me because I don't know, I was off getting hot dogs and my phone's blowing up, and they're like, Tony, get over here. Todd's over here. And I'm like,
do you think maybe he was brought in as the nice guy because we were in shock from the treatment of Lisa McLeod?
But he's not nice. He's not nice.
Oh, he's going to tell. He's going to teach those. He's going to tell those parents. He'll put them in their place.
Mm-hmm. Well,
but he's definitely he's a talker, and in any situation he can make the conversation roll, right? So it was obvious. And when he shut down that talking to her after 2 months, that was when we saw the real Todd.
Well, he couldn't handle the real questions, right? So
no.
I don't think he'd be a very good poker player. It's
Here we go. Who got bumped? Who got bumped? A car carrying Durham MPP Lindsay Park bumps into protesters in Ajax. This was February the 12th, 2019. Was it Ryan Gosling, Justin Trudeau, Babyface Travado, or Lauren Coe? Who got bumped?
Well, that's a funny story. Because technically I didn't get bumped, but how it all went down is we were all at this AGM. The unions had invited us down because Vic Fideli had just released his first budget. So they were like, come on down, guys. We didn't really know what was going on. We just knew, bring your signs and whatever else, right? Just bring your energy. Brought my dad with me. We were all there. And all the politicians were parking their cars. So one by one, they were coming through talking, and we got to talk to all the other Durham MPPs. And then
they were parking next door because we didn't let them in.
We didn't let them into the parking lot. There was pickets going on. So they had to park at the community-centered walkover.
Yeah. So that's just, you know, because we can hold them up. So courtesy, everybody parked on the road and they walked in just because, you know what, we weren't mean and they were being okay. So everybody was talking. And then my MPP rolls up. So I see her. So I'm like, you know what? I just had met her the previous week. And I was like, well, maybe I can explain to her what's going on. So I waved to her. I'm like, hey. And she looked at me. She looked at the crowd of people, which all of the crew, and there was much more, were in front of that car, especially Suzanne Gomes, Sugo, we call her. She was right in front of the car. So anyways, as I was waving to her, she said to her driver, which is her assistant, keep going. And I was like, oh shit. I'm like, this is not good. I saw it happening. So I technically never got hit, but we made it, you know.
Well, unlike she was my other politician,
Suzanne got hit.
Yeah, Suzanne got hit.
Suzanne did get hit with other people.
Somewhere else, yeah.
And the police were trying to get her out of the car. Nope, nobody was hurt.
Okay.
Thankfully.
But she had the arrogance to try to drive through a crowd of people.
She did.
And she did it twice. And you know what? She did it twice.
She did it twice.
She did it at the one entrance. The police told her to move. She wouldn't even open her door to the police.
So whoever?
She
made a phone call and they let her go.
She eventually reversed and then drove to a second entrance and did the same thing to the crowd of people that were blocking the second entrance.
Oh,
after the police let her go.
Made a phone call and let her go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right.
And she proceeded to do the same shit.
To the next question. Katso is in the lead. Who's Katso?
Oh, that's me.
That's you? Tony. Yeah. All right. There are multiple possible answers for this question. What happened at Ford Fest? First, Todd Smith sighting. 12 parents were louder than the Ford Fest crowd. That's something. We placed signs along the road going in. Doug hit on Liz. One or more or all of these questions are correct.
And Jamie Santana got his moment with the premier.
Yes, he did.
Well, none of you got it right because all 4 of these answers are correct.
But so who's in the lead?
What happened at Ford Fest?
Okay, first of all, let's not go crazy here. We joke about this because we stood in line to get to meet with the premier. He was standing on the stage, and Sue and Kauthar and I went up together, and we were chatting with the premier. And he put his arms around us, and then we took a photo.
He's a huggy guy. He's a huggy guy.
He is. He's very friendly. And as as I was leaving, he grabbed me by the hand or the arm and pulled me back. And he says, "I like you." And I laughed and I said, "Oh, okay, I guess we're besties now." And we both laughed, and then I walked off and I left. And so we joke around about it.
You know, if he wasn't ruining everybody's life, he might be an okay guy to sit down and have a drink with. But
yeah, he
Ontario
totally
and
fun
the
guy
autism
to
community is
hang
in
out
crisis.
with, but kind of a dick. So
well, he has good
so.
taste, Liz. He has good taste in women. We can say that. So
But
you guys say you were louder than Ford Fest. The
damn
Ford
straight,
Fest?
Karen.
Yeah.
Damn straight we
Tell
are.
us about that. What'd you do?
Pretty simple.
Well,
as soon as Ford started talking, I started yelling, and then after that, every time he opened his mouth, we just needs-based therapy.
Doug Ford's a liar.
Doug Ford's a liar, but it was mostly needs-based therapy.
Nobody kicked you out?
Nope, the security surrounded us.
They were too. Nope. Oh
Even
no,
after that, they let us line up and
to.
go talk to him, because you know what? There wasn't 10,000 people there. They claimed there was 10,000 people. There was maybe 1,200 people there. So they needed people to go up on stage. No one wanted to go up there. They were just there for the free hot dogs.
Oh, they must
They
have
followed
had
us.
quite a few.
They followed us around, Karen. They did follow us around. They had staffers follow us around, and they definitely didn't like when we were talking to the reporters. But ultimately, no, they didn't. They did not want to make this bigger than we were already making it.
I think our stickers on our cars gave us away, because as soon as I walked up to the front gate, there was a group of security that came over, and I'm like, how could they know? And I'm like, it says autism doesn't end at Ford on my vehicle as I pull in. So never saw it.
It's an interesting thing to add that Bruce McIntosh and Miko and a number of others placed signs all the way along and knocked on doors and asked for permission.
Beautiful.
On people asked for permission, and not a single person said no. Not a single person. So everyone entering. Yes, go ahead.
We ambushed the Ford Fest, the autism community, the small group of us with those signs, and the small group of us and the Toronto crew and Jamie Santana, and we took it all over because they knew we were there. We were on a mission. And it was quite fun. I was kind of hoping that we were going to be able to go back in 2020, but COVID hit.
You definitely got the press that day. Okay, moving on to the next question. Tony is in the lead.
Hold on, I'm not ready.
Quiz.
I'm never ready.
What happened on the six-month anniversary of scrapping the Ontario Autism Program? Rhonda sent one of her famous cakes from Ottawa. Tony shaved his beard. The Durham Crew embarked on a 4-member MPP protest tour. The crew hosted a kegger, only $1 a beer. Only $1 a beer. Sounds like a good party.
Yeah.
5 correct answers and 1 incorrect answer. Let's see who's in the lead. Oh, Tony is still our leader. Tony is still our leader. So.
Yeah. Well, in fashion of Durham Crew, we were going to everybody do their own MPP, but we were like, well, that's not how we roll. We're a crew now, and we're taking this whole, we were going to start even further, but we couldn't get a bus and whatnot. So, and it was pouring rain. We started at Lindsay Park's office. By the time we got to Lauren Coe's office, we were soaked. And then we went over to Rod's office. We filled the hallway, and the people in the office next door were like, can you guys tell those kids to be quiet because we're trying to work here? And we're like, yeah, sure. We're going to tell all our children that are fighting for their rights to be quiet at an MPP's office.
Do you guys took your kids and went to 4 MPP offices
in the rain
day?
In
the rain with your kids?
We had,
Yep.
Rod's staff was very pleasant. They gave us coupons and stuff like that.
Okay,
we also put pictures of our kids.
Therapy. Could you trade those coupons for therapy?
Yes. We also put pictures of our kids in frames and left them at their
which probably
HMPP's office.
Yeah. No, that was so. We gave a little present. It was a great day.
We had some people from Toronto come out too.
People from all over.
Yeah, we had like Esther was there. Amy was there. Claudia was there. Patrick.
Amy.
Amy.
Yeah.
The huge.
We're gonna do a chicks from the 6.
Extended family.
The extended family. We're gonna do a chicks from the 6 live.
Awesome.
Oh, good.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, we're going to do that. I'm going to talk them into that. Okay, next question. Quiz. How many separate town councils did the Durham Crew bring resolutions to? Was it 1, 3, 4, or 9?
Look at my shiny head.
1, 3, 4. Now, how many town councils did the Durham Crew approach? 9. 9 town councils. I'm still overwhelmed by that. That is an incredible feat.
Combined effort, Karen. Combined effort.
So okay, break this down. What exactly did you do?
Well, Liz or Sue can talk to this. They presented, like Tara and I didn't actually present in Whitby. Our council presented for us, but Sue presented in Ajax, Liz presented in Pickering. So if either one of you want to talk to this, you know, and show what you had to go through to even get it put on the agenda.
Yeah, so Liz and I and a couple other people in Ajax went to meet our mayor and discuss with him all the changes that happened to the OAP and asked for his support. Long story short, we had to go through a process and submit it through council and have an actual date where we have to make a presentation, and then the councillors will vote yes or no, and we go from there. So we started off, where did we start off, guys? Whitby. The first one. Whitby. And that one, to me, and I think Virginia, Tony, and Tara, it was literally last minute when we went, when we found out we were able to go. And I can't tell you how emotional it was for us. And just thinking about it, it was so hard to listen to some council members not want to support us.
What did they say?
Just that, you know, maybe we could figure out things instead of, you know, the OAP, we can figure out like some more ways where the autism community can get together in Whitby, like gatherings at the park and random
They wanted
like
to send a letter so that Whitby could get the assistance in becoming a more autism friendly town. And we were sitting going, I don't need you to set up a water park date for me or a play date or another event. That's not what we need.
Right.
And that stuff is already happening. We need support regarding the OAP. And so it was hard for us to hear a few of them.
Just a couple of them, yeah. But the majority, they agreed. They wrote a letter to Doug Ford, CC'd Lisa McLeod at the time and all that stuff. And then we knew the process to do all of the regions within Durham. So Liz presented, I presented in Ajax. It was emotional, raw, great. And, you know, it gave us an opportunity to meet counselors who are there that are supportive towards us, that we continue to work with, and they continue to support us to this very day. So it just gives us more opportunity to have people constantly in Rod Phillips' ears or Peter Bethenfalvy's ears or Lindsay Park's ear all the time, just saying like, you know, Durham Crew or autism parent and, you know, needs-based therapy.
And in fact, I spoke to Pickering Council, and one of the counselors there approached me and Alicia, who runs Sunshine Learning Center, and she's on the board as well, approached us about doing like a community autism awareness event. And so we had this big picnic in Pickering following, you know, my speech. So that was quite amazing too, that he would do that, Counselor Butt. So that was amazing.
Thanks, guys. That's quite an accomplishment. All right, moving on. Who's in the lead? Oh, still Tony. Come on, gals. We've got to put this guy in his place.
I'm stepping it up.
Put him in his way. True or false? Durham mom seizes the moment. Durham mom seizes the moment. A very attractive lady here with Stephen Lecce, who's the Minister of Education. And of course, we know Premier Rob Ford with his winning smile. And it looks like these guys are both huggers.
Oh, yeah, they're huggers.
5 out of 5.
Oh, Stephen Lecce hugged me too at Queen's Park.
Did he?
Huggers. Yes, I called him out across the cafeteria floor.
Can you tell us about these photographs?
Sure. So that's me when I was blonde. It was a while ago. I was at a beautiful charity event in Vaughan for St. Mike's Hospital. And I had my booth there. And who walks in the last 30 minutes? Doug Ford himself. And he was stopping at everybody's booth. And I was like, Crew guys, Doug Ford just walked in. Like, I'm going to get him now. I'm going to talk to him. So, mind you, at this time, I have a lot of amazing people who are there for a very special event. So I can't like pound him. I can't be rude. And I have to be polite, right? And in general, I think the Crew is pretty polite to every politician out there, to be very honest. We've always been respectful in person. So anyways, he came around to mine. I was like, all ready. And then at that time, yes, we were waiting for the $600 million that they were talking about all the time, right? So that was all the time. Where's the money? Where's the money? Where's the money? And so, of course, he's like, oh, well, it's coming. It's coming. And, you know, he gave me his same scripted spiel over and over again. But the crowd of people just came around, and I'm still being respectful the whole time. And then just before I was about to leave, Stephen Lecce comes in. And he comes directly towards me to talk to me. And so I guess Doug had said whatever he had said, and I don't know, he came, and I had a good, I would say at least 20 minutes just alone with him, one-on-one. And he was very respectful, but you know, I asked him for an opportunity to meet with the Crew later on and stuff like that. And then Virginia followed up with that, and he did honor that. And you know, Virginia was able to go, I think, with Tony. I'm not sure if Liz went, etc., but it gave us that opportunity to go meet him as well, the Minister of Education, and just give him our thoughts and opinions and hope that he would listen. But as we know today, what's going on. So,
well, I'll give him that. COVID happened. He did promise to come to Durham to, Liz spoke of her school in particular. He did promise to come to Durham, visit the school. And I actually think he would have.
I told him not to bullshit me.
Yeah, yes, I actually think he would have, but COVID happened. This meeting was like late January. COVID happened in March. You know, I didn't anticipate him giving us too much in between, you know, January to March anyways. I did email him after and say, so I guess you're not going to be visiting with COVID, but, you know, if you want to step foot into a school, it would be, you know, completely okay, since you are essential to the education, you know. Crickets. I haven't heard one thing from him since that meeting in January.
I think a big thing, Karen, why Stephen was very interested in speaking with us also. We had attended a number of the teacher picket lines with news in tow also. And we did do our part in reminding those teachers that yes, you've got cuts coming, and these children are also now being denied therapy. So
and Todd's office was there. He invited Todd's
tried
office
to make it a much larger thing, what was going on with the education, and tie it into our struggles in regards to the OAP also. He didn't like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. All right, next question.
Oh, shit.
No, Tony's still winning. Come on, guys.
What?
Tara, your numbers are low.
Come on.
I know, I'm sorry.
Many possible answers to this question. When did the Durham Crew go national? After Tony shaved his beard? During a CBC interview regarding the federal election? The Crew ran after Mike Scheer in their PJs. Cornering Scheer. Oh, misspelling.
Andrew
For
Scheer.
a 10-minute. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Apologies, Andrew Scheer. Who wrote this quiz? Find out that person, Andrew Scheer. Following Andrew Scheer in his PJs. Only one person answered the question.
Because it doesn't let me. I think something happened to it.
I tried to.
Did it time out?
I knew
it timed out.
Did it time out? Oh dear.
I probably won that one, so.
That's okay. You can just give an oral answer. We'll keep going. So what happened? Chasing the guy in your PJs?
Big day.
Yeah. What?
Yes, we did.
So who wants to talk about that?
20 minutes sleep.
Tara got some good video.
Tara got there first, so.
We got, it was a mad scramble. We must have got a tip at like 7 in the morning to say he's going to be there at about 8:30 at the Abilities Center, Karen. the Ability Center, a community center, okay?
Mm-hmm.
No, you're not going to do that. So sure enough, we all got as quick as we could. I was on my way to work in the afternoon. I'm in a suit. We arrived there. We've got, this is the federal election going on. So we have we've got our Durham signs. So I jump out of the car, start putting them out in the intersection. So his bus is going to see these when he pulls in. Park the car, get to the side of the community center, and in comes his 2 vans. One bus with him and his crew, and the other bus, he comes with a whole bus of media. He brought the media to us. So I was standing there, RCMP came out, wanted to know what I was there for. I said to welcome Andrew Scheer to Whitby. Okay, but they were hoping to intimidate. Sure enough, I saw Tony walking through the parking lot. Was I so thrilled to see Tony? I'm not standing there now by myself.
In my pajamas.
I remember you calling me saying, you gotta get here. Like, I know.
Get here, guys, get here.
Nervous too, right? Like, yeah.
And so sure enough, he hesitated getting out of the bus. They tried to come out again and determine what we were doing there, but Tony and I just played it off. And sure enough, you saw the video, and he couldn't have his press release without giving us some time. We just marched in there right behind him.
So Sue, you were already inside and upstairs, correct?
Yeah.
So Sue and I came,
inside.
And I had both of my kids
together.
Oh.
So what did you talk about?
We talked about the need for a national autism strategy, that this was a great opportunity with him being at the Ability Center to be releasing a national autism strategy. It's about time.
It was great.
And he promised whether he won or lost that he would meet with us, and we still haven't gotten his call. So.
Oh, who wants to meet with him?
Yeah.
Okay, but he had to go on the news the next night and comment and discuss what had happened the day before in Whitby.
Once again, Durham Crew steals the show from a politician.
This is it.
People should be studying you guys. What's about to happen? Sadly, Tara receives her rose from The Bachelor. Trudeau pops into Timmy's for a double-double and a delicious dream donut. Justin heads out to meet his fans at a Wii convention. The PM disses Ford, promises to keep investing and support you guys. 3 correct answers.
I'm signed out.
Well, you're signed out.
Yeah, unfortunately. Whoa.
So what happened?
Woo!
So what happened?
Another pajama moment, by the way.
Tip.
It's
another
pajama
hot tip
moment.
in the morning.
Yeah. So we got a tip in the morning that he was going to be in Markham, which is half an hour from where we all are. And we got in the cars and went, and we got there. We always have our signs in the car. We're always ready to go. But unlike meeting with Scheer, we wanted to meet, the Prime Minister with a little bit more grace. We're asking for his help. He's still Prime Minister. And so he came in, went inside for his announcement. It was at a grocery store. We got to know his bus driver and a few other people and a few other media. We got to know his, what was he? The one that got us the picture afterwards when he came to Whitby.
Consigliere.
Yeah, or something. They saw our signs.
That's the Godfather, Tony.
Yeah. At first, they looked at us cautiously because we had signs with us, so we looked like protesters, obviously. But when our signs were our election signs, and it was about Ford and all the things he had been doing harm.
He got it. Yeah, he got it really quick.
And so what you saw in that video is him coming through, shaking all our hands. There was a few advocates there, and we all said we need a national autism strategy. And he said, I know Ford is doing bad things, and I promise to keep supporting you. Another moment, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I recall in that video too, Tara, the first thing she says is parent to parent, parent to parent.
And actually, we had another
And it's
moment where we met
another
Justin Trudeau as well.
moving way to reach out to a politician, parent to parent.
Yeah.
Sarah, what
Sue,
was
what
going
was
through
that?
your mind when you saw him?
It was stripped. It was just stripped down, Karen. Like, you know, the reality, like, really with that, I honestly, like looking back at it, I'm like, oh, it was like almost begging. It was almost begging, but it's the, you know, it's the need, it's what's at stake. And there's so much at stake. There's generations of children's lives at stake here. So, you know, by whatever means, we have to have a conversation. If we don't have a conversation, this isn't going to be where we're not going to safeguard the access to therapy.
Yeah. Well, before we declare our winner, what's next for the crew? What do you guys have up your sleeves?
No idea.
Look at that beard.
Look at that handsome devil.
Well, the crew has never really stopped. COVID hasn't stopped us either. It stopped us from going, obviously, into the middle of the streets and hitting, you know, politicians' offices and being able to march with our signs. But even during COVID, we were able to get articles out there. During COVID, it was about education. It was always about COVID. And I did an article and I did a piece with Global. Tony did CP24. Liz did an article. Tara and Sue also did Global. We have other members of the crew that had Global and articles. And wherever we could get our advocacy in to that article or that clip or that video, we did. So I'm not actually comfortable on camera, and I always try to get Global to cover an autism event or something to spread the autism awareness of what's going on. I always try to defer it to someone else because I'm just not good at that stuff. But during COVID, I said, I'm putting myself out there. And even though it was about education and kids being home on the spectrum and virtual learning and all the things that just don't work well for our type of children, that would, you know, be okay with a regular child in school, might be okay. This has been hard for everyone. We always tried to get advocacy in there. So we haven't really stopped. We don't, not always embraced for it either, because they say, oh, it's those faces again, but you know, too bad. Like what's my famous line, guys? Who's gonna stop fighting for their kids? Not me. I don't care what to do. I'm gonna do it.
Nobody.
I thought you were talking about your other famous line, but we can't say that on Facebook Live.
Let's save that for when we
those
take
people are dead to me.
Shall we see who the winner is?
Well, I got kicked out.
Shall we see?
Whatever.
Oh, well.
Right.
Oh, I did.
Let's see. Quiz night, podium, third place. Virginia takes third. Bronze medal, Virginia. Second place, Tara.
Congrats.
And first place,
Liz.
drum roll, please.
That's
Liz.
winning.
Of course, we knew that would be the case.
All by default.
Of course, we knew that would be the case. Virginia, thank you so much for moderating tonight. And thank you all for your contributions. For those of us who are watching, you might think that this brilliant group of troublemakers can't be duplicated in your neck of the woods. Well,
yes,
you might be right about that. You might be right. These guys are pretty unique. But we have a motto in the OAC: do what you can when you can. It's gotten us through some challenging times. But what if I told you that the OAC is everywhere? There's an Ottawa crew, we know that. There's a Toronto group, Sudbury, Timmins, Welland. Anywhere else?
Kawartha. Let's not forget Kawartha.
The North.
Wherever, all of Ontario, there's crews, but we need more crews.
We need more.
And we're going to be getting more crews going in 2021. You know what I mean? There's something pretty big coming up at the end of, or at the beginning of June 2021.
And would you be the person to talk to, Tony, if someone
I would be one of the
crew?
people to talk to, but you can talk to anybody. But if you want, reach out to me or Sean Staden or Bruce or any of these fine ladies on the screen with us tonight, and we will get you signed up on the list for a regional champion. And we're going to get this army built and we're going to take them on, guys.
And you
So
can
Karen,
even start small. If you just want to start small, just reach out to us by all means.
I was just going to say, you know, we did this quiz and it's fun. It was great to be on here. But I hope that whoever gets to watch this tomorrow or the next day, they see that it's a lot of work. It is a lot of hard work, and it's frustrating and everything that's gone on, you know, in the past couple of years. But what started off as 2 people and then 3 people, then 4, and then 5, we've become a family. And this family we're going to be together forever. And so we're always going to have support for the next 20 years. And that alone, if you feel like it's a lot of work and you just don't know what to do, there's always someone next to you that's going to help you. So get out there, you know, get to everybody you need to get to into your community, reach out to your MP, your MPP, your counselors, whoever. Your voice needs to be heard. The autism community is in crisis. There's over 45,000 kids waiting for life-changing therapy. And I know it helps. It's helped my son tremendously. I want that for everybody. So,
and we made a huge impact in the federal election. Only imagine what we can do provincially in 2022. So
yeah,
come on, folks, let's do it.
Let's do it.
My favorite line I've always said to these ladies is the best group of people I wish I never met. And it sounds bad, but like
sounds terrible, Tony.
I wish I would have never had to meet them, but it's the best group of people and some of the best friends I've ever had in my entire life.
Best group of people I wish I never met. Yeah. So we're
Karen, shout out to you as well, Karen. You are awesome.
Yeah.
You're amazing.
Oh, I know. I'm amazing. All right.
Yeah,
so
you are. You're amazing.
Okay.
So it's still Autism Action Month. And we still have a few more tricks up our sleeve on the Facebook page. So stay tuned. Awareness is nice. Action is better. Yeah? Good night, everybody.
Let's do it.
Goodbye. Let's do it. Goodbye, OAC.
Good night, OAC.
Bye.
Peace.